both sides of the ball, and actually on the rebounding side of it, because that's a really good rebounding team. I thought we really matched their physicality and kind of gang rebounded and pursued the ball well, and that was a big key, especially us jumping out early in the first half. But unbelievable job on the defensive end, and it took a while for our offense to get going, but once it finally got going, get it going on both sides like that, that's when we're really in a good place.
Mark, Randy Bennett said he thought your team has really improved a great deal over the last month or so, and I wondered what you think about how they've come through this year.
No, I mean, I agree with that. I think there was a time it was probably playing them down at their place, our guys, and we played good down there. I mean, we led that game for almost all of regulation. But I think our guys realized, that we had to amp up our toughness and our physicality and our, we just talked about being nasty. And from that point on, we were able to, go out and kind of had a very similar like game to Loyola, who put it on us at our home gym, and then kind of carried it through to our St. Mary's game at home. And then obviously this one was, as good as we played all year.
Coach, what do you think it was that maybe sort of sapped their spirit a little bit?
I don't know if their spirit was sapped. We were so good defensively, and I don't think we had any aspect of the game where we were lacking in anything. I mean, our offense was incredibly efficient, pretty much like it's been all year, but our defense was as good as it's ever been, and it wasn't just 10 minutes or 20 minutes, it was a full 40.
Coach, when you first saw this young man playing high school ball in Texas, did you believe he was capable of becoming your program's all-time leading scorer?
No, I mean, come on, you know, just think like that. But I knew it was somebody we wanted in our program, and I knew he'd be, a good player here, and I knew he's a perfect fit. Just watching how he played, and that same confident persona that he showed back in those small gyms on the AAU circuit is what he brought, to this program, and it's been a huge part of all our wins during this, his time and Julian's time and Anton's time is his confident persona kind of gives us all that edge going into no matter who we play.
Drew, can you talk about breaking the record tonight in this atmosphere here in a championship game?
Well, I mean, it was only 5 points, so I feel like it was kind of understood that was going to happen, but I don't really care about that. It's super cool, and there's been a lot of great players here, but this championship and all we've been through this season means so much more to me than that. Not to take away from that moment or what that means, but just what we've been through as a team this year, and just, coach sticking with us and everything. I'm just super happy to be right here right now.
After you scored that 5 points or whatever, you pointed. I just wanted to know who you pointed to and why.
I did.
Yeah. You pointed towards the bench or towards the stands or something like that. So.
I was probably telling him that was a smooth and soft hook. That's our new terminology for each other. So every free throw and bucket that looks smooth and is soft, I point right to him because that's our thing.
Drew, you guys have had so many tough battles in this conference all season. Does that make this one feel a little bit different and more satisfying than the last 3? Just how many nights you guys have had to sweat out close games and really grind out wins?
Well, they're all hard to get. It's not easy to come by. But yeah, man, especially losing out our home court and then losing the way we did to St. Mary's at their place. It definitely, and then obviously San Fran and BYU. We've had some close games, and it helps when you got a guy like that who just in Rossier that just every time down the stretch you just know they're going to deliver, and having the confidence in guys like that, man, you're never too worried, honestly.
Drew or Julian, do you think that you guys sent a message tonight to the rest of the country?
I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, that wasn't what we were trying to do. I feel like it was more for us and for this locker room and for all the guys that's in there celebrating right now with smiles on their faces. Yeah, I mean, like they both attested to already. I mean, we've been through a grinder of a season already, and just the ultimate goal at the end of the day is, win the conference, regular season, and in the tournament. So I mean, we captured those 2 goals, and now we're on to bigger and better things.
Julian, can you talk a little bit about what it's been like to be Drew's teammate and what he brings to you? You guys are 106 games over 500 in the past 4 years.
I mean, he's special. I mean, yeah, that's that right there. I mean, kind of eclipses it all. I mean, we just win when he's on the court. I mean, he does so much for us, you know, not just scoring the ball, but just as a leader, you know, vocally, you know, letting people know when they're wrong or when they're playing well. I mean, he's just been an amazing teammate, you know. I got nothing but great things to say for him, and I'm just super happy for him, you know, to finally, you know, get that all-time score record. I mean, we all knew it was coming this year, so I mean, I'm just super proud of him.
Mark, you said in the post-game interview that you've never been more collected, or you think you've never been more collected or proud of a team. Why?
Again, I thought this team took a lot of they felt a lot of flack, you know, especially early. And, you know, obviously we have high expectations of ourselves within the program, but I mean, we also have belief in ourselves. And so it's just, you know, I just, you know, applaud them and I owe them big time for just sticking with us, and sticking with the plan, and not listening to all that. There's a lot of pressure playing at Gonzaga. There's a lot of high expectations when you play at Gonzaga. But, you know, like we talked about earlier here, I mean, with Drew and Jules and Anton on your team, you expect to win every game too. But I think we have a little more balance in our thoughts and understanding when we don't than most people, everybody else around us. So that's what made it so special, is they just hung with it. It took a while, I think, for us to really figure out what it was going to take, especially with our physicality and our connectivity on the defensive end. And again, it was just great to put it together, you know, on a night like tonight against such a really, really good team. I think St. Mary's is going to have great success in the NCAA tournament. They're an excellent basketball team, and I hope we just stay in this space. So as I told them, if we stay playing defense like that and you know, keep running our offense as crisp as we ran it tonight, especially that's one of the best defenses in the country to do that. I mean, bodes really, really well for us in the tournament.
Mark, is that when you said a long time ago you have to enjoy the process of getting through the season, not just at the end of the season? Is that special for you this year because of what you have said in the past?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, right? That's what supposedly coaching is all about, right? I mean, it's supposed to be about development, and nobody said it was fun or easy. And I think sometimes I have to remind myself of that, and you know, remind the staff of that too. I mean, there were numerous days where I was not fun to be around as a player or as an assistant coach. Okay, so probably owe everybody an apology for that, but I also, you know, I was just trying to hold these guys to the standard that, you know, what all the other teams have hit in relation to, you know, just how hard we play and how tough we are, and you know, hitting our attention to detail, and just took them a while to figure it out, but you know, it was kind of unfair to them too. We played Zach Edey and Purdue on, you know, 12 hours of preparation. We played at Texas, you know, opener in the arena after we, you know, drilled them at home the year before, and I think they were preparing literally all summer for us. And you know, Drew mentioned even the Tennessee scrimmage, how much I think some of the younger guys are shocked how much that meant to Tennessee, that scrimmage, all the way back then. And so I think it took everybody a while to understand, you know, what it meant to play for Gonzaga, and the effort and the toughness and the energy you had to bring every day.
Drew, what was it?
Sorry, Jay.
Mark, you talked about you expect St. Mary's to do well in the tournament. You guys are so familiar with them. Are they a difficult team for someone who hasn't seen them before?
Yeah, if you have not played St. Mary's before, they're incredibly difficult to prepare for. I think the guys, I mean, Julian, when you think so?
Oh, absolutely. They make everything difficult, and like just their attention to detail, and you know, they don't make too many mistakes. And I feel like for a team that's never seen that or played against it, you know, it's kind of hard because, you know, they stick together, they're super connected, and they run everything with a lot of purpose. So yeah,
I think it's one of those things they're gonna feel like they're okay, and then they're gonna look up 30 minutes in and they're down 8, and St. Mary's got them right where they want them, you know, we're down 10, and so, yeah, they're gonna do really, really well.
And down 8 against St. Mary's is like down 20.
Billy and then.
Yeah, Drew, just kind of what Mark was saying, just about, I mean, as a team leader and somebody who's been such an integral part of the last few years, what was it like for you to, you know, balance those expectations that are around the program, and yet, you know, kind of knowing this is a different team, and, you know, trying to get to a point where you can be at your best at the end of the season?
I think it's kind of like what Coach said. It was, it's different, especially before this. Like, we didn't really lose much, and you know, I think it just shifted our perspective, and just like we really appreciated each and every win. I think me personally, I took for granted winning. I won so much in my career that it's kind of it's a shock to me not to win, and I think early in the year, it made me appreciate the little things more. It made me appreciate what it takes to win night in and night out. I think sometimes we kind of assume we were just going to win because we're Gonzaga, and I think that going through this and how this season's gone has just kind of made us appreciate the little things more, the journey more. I think sometimes it's hard not to fall in this mindset of we just got to get to March. I mean, it was a grind this season. I think that grind has really just made us as a group appreciate each and every night winning, and the togetherness and what it takes to win and be a good team.
Was there a point you saw just amongst, you know, the players, Mark had talked about, like, you know, the getting tougher and